Greetings, I'm Mark with Unlimited Story, unlimited-story.com, a channel dedicated to turning creative endeavors into a business. And if you want to check out my creative endeavors, information is in the description below. What am I doing in this video? Well, my friend, I am going to be going over The Planar Gates, a Saga of Infinite Realities by Nate Gillick, and here is the description. At the center of all creation lies the Nexus, an infinitely vast hub which provides access to trillions of different worlds through devices known as Planar Gates. Serena Embers discovers the Nexus by accident while fleeing the eldritch horrors that invaded her village. Unable to return home, she embarks on a quest across the multiverse to master her powers as a pyromancer and avenge her world by finding a way to destroy the ancient evil, devouring all creation, one world at a time. ... All right, what are our tags here? Multiverse, magic, aliens, monsters, female protagonist, portal, epic, fantasy, and if that isn't a picture of Serena Embers, I don't know what it is. Unless it's kind of looking like, what was that one chick from The Witcher? Ciri? Yeah, with fire anyway. So, all right, let's get started. I have just finished reading the first 3 of Planar Gates, a Saga of Infinite Realities. And here's what's going on. I have a lot of notes, in case you didn't see. There's a lot that happens and a lot of things I had to take notes of. This isn't one of those that I actually had to, I could just like memorize. So there's a lot happening. Let's start out by saying there is epic foreshadowing, like right out of the gate. Okay, so it starts with a dream. That's very cliche, but it starts with a dream. And, you know, oh, there's all these alternate worlds and all these things and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, of course, foreshadowing. All right, so she wakes up, hears screaming, middle of the night kind of thing, very disoriented, doesn't know what's going on, thinks it could be a dire bear, wakes up basically half the village is burning, life ain't great already. And she basically starts by seeing some praying mantis, giant ones, like bigger than a horse type praying mantis with Cthulhu-like tentacles coming down the face, tearing it up. Okay, so they are killing people, and man, they are butchering them hard. This author did not hold any punches with the slaughter. Okay, like people just dead, no problem. Don't even think about it. Like you get introduced to some people like, hey, it's my neighbor, blah blah. So you think like, yo, maybe this guy's got nope, dead. Hey, this is my buddy from the town guard. Nope, dead. They like go to save her and there's toast. All right, so anyway, long story short, she's got a bow. She like shoots him into like the chest of the creature. Unfazed. She ends up like hitting one in an eye and it just drops dead. So, whatever. But then she runs out of arrows and is like, I got a piece. So ultimately she's piecing out and then she hits like this sticky web stuff. So it makes me think they can spin webs of a sort. And that's when the tower guard comes to save her and they die. She ends up like just getting out. Well, actually, she doesn't really get out. She gets really mad, okay? Like, there's this rage, and all of a sudden, her magical powers of fire manifest. And probably one of the best descriptions I've heard of, like, using a fireball. It's like throwing a water balloon. What does it say? Like, throws a water balloon, it, like, ripples out, and then consumes them in fire. It's pretty intense. It sounds like something I definitely don't want to do. Like, getting a sunburn, like, every day for a year. But you die at the end. Anyway, catches fire, it dies. She starts going on a killing spree until all of a sudden she just can't anymore. So pyromancer powers went to zip. All right, so she's all like piecing out. I got to get out of here. Runs into the woods, sees a bunch of people, and next thing you know, there's like this planar gate thing that just kind of rises up. It's made of stone, and she can just walk through. But there's other people there, so it bothers me because I think that they should be able to go through too. But it's apparently this system called emergency recall, and it saves people with magical powers. Okay, so all those people with their families and so on, they all done for. That planet is toast because we find out when she arrives, there's this guy named Kevin. Not much to say about Kevin because literally he is there to be like, yo, you're going to talk to this other guy, Orland. Orland is like, you know, our kind of intelligent person who's going to teach you everything. And he really is. He's the teacher type person. So she is now in the Nexus, which now we're getting right into the story, right? Which if you have ever played Diablo 2, kind of imagine like the arcane sanctum. It's or if you've ever seen the horrible series Loki, It's kind of the time, whatever, agency. There's a bunch of like infinite realities. There's a bunch of cubes. Everything's in sectors. It's very well organized. These people know what's going on. And basically they're like, yo, you can either stay here, since you're a magical person, we allowed you to get away as the rest of your world just gets destroyed. Sorry, but you can't go back. Because these people called the Vor, which are kind of like the Covenant, at least to me, the Covenant from Halo, which is like a bunch of races that just want to destroy stuff. But we only meet one, but they start talking about other ones later. But so essentially they're like, here's a place to stay until you get stuff figured out. They're called the Nest, N-E-S-T, Nexus, Emergency, I don't know. I don't think they really went over it, but I definitely did not catch it. So anyway, long story short, they're taken care of. She's safe for a while. She rests. The next day, she goes to a class where she's taught how to use this magical book. Okay, so she's given a book, and it's called like something encyclopedia. Okay, and the encyclopedia is different for everybody because she meets some other people, and one's got like a little flower thing or whatever. But for her, it's a book because that's what it is on her world. So she meets some other characters. One's Cypher, and then there's Ivy. Ivy is the cool plant chick. Cypher, you find he's got like some prosthetics or whatever. I got a feeling he's going to potentially be a bad guy, or come back and be a good guy. Who knows? I didn't get that far because I read the first 3. All right, so they're given some opportunities on what to do or how they want to do things because we're moving the plot forward. And so they talk a little bit. Orland's like, hey, I'm giving you options. You can either work for us, you can live in the Nexus, you can travel around, you can do some stuff, or, if you want to deal with some of the Vor, get some revenge. It's not said directly, but I mean, it's basically hinted. You can go see my buddy who I have some romantic interest with. It's Queen something, and she's a really powerful elf. And they find out, she goes through a book. It's like, oh, elf, super powerful. Great. So ultimately, she starts getting some more information. Ivy is going to be probably like the BFF and way of getting some more information on him because, everyone else in her world is toast. Remember, the author everyone dies. No problem. So Ivy is a plant person. She can grow. She's like a pretty Groot, I would say. Oh, a Dryad. Dryad, that's what her encyclopedia told her. And more or less, that is it. That wraps up the story. They decide that they're going to go over to see the Queen person. They give him some money. It's kind of going to be like a Hogwarts experience where Harry Potter is just like, oh, I'm going to go to Diagon Alley and buy a bunch of stuff. I mean, she needs some new clothes. And it ends with saying, yo, prepare to kill some dinosaurs. I love killing dinosaurs. Not that I personally do it, but it sounds like a fun thing to do until you get killed by a dinosaur. My one sentence summary is this. Gonna be going to a lot of planes to kill the Vor. Or learn how to kill the Vor. And that's it. Hope you like this video. Consider subscribing. Peace.